Well, drugs don't care if you're rich, poor, black, white. They don't discriminate against anyone. Fentanyl Death Incorporated dives deep into the fentanyl crisis. It is a powerful new documentary, and it's unforgettable. I encourage everybody to take a look at it. And the people behind the documentary are here with us right now. You see him there, actor, producer, and also writer and activist Billy Baldwin. And also with us is the senior fellow of Discovery Institute's Center on Wealth and Poverty. And he's also the former White House policy advisor and also the producer of Fentanyl Death Incorporated, Dr. Robert Marbut. It is so great to have both of you guys here. Billy, let's start with you. How did you get inspired to be a part of this documentary? And I love the friendship that you have with Dr. Marbut. It's really neat.
Yeah, I was doing a scripted feature with Dr. Marbut. He was our consultant and one of our producers on the film No Address, and that led to a documentary that we made on homelessness called Americans with No Address, and then of course Fentanyl Death Incorporated. We have a bit of a Oscar and Felix odd couple partnership. I'm left-leaning Hollywood, and he's Trump's former homelessness czar. And it's the issue that brought us together. It's the crisis. We are at it's a 5-alarm fire. The house is on fire, and the kids are trapped inside. We have 4% of the world's population. We consume 36% of the world's fentanyl. We have 65% of the world's deaths. Last year, we had twice as many deaths in 1 year in America as we took casualties in the 15 years of the Vietnam War. We lost 58,000 plus in 15 years in Vietnam, and we lost over 100,000 people last year. So, this is a no-brainer for the right and the left to be working together, and we have to be paying more attention to it.
I love the fact that, as you're pointing out, Billy, this is not a Republican issue. It's not a Democrat issue. It's an American issue. Dr. Marbut, as I'm sitting here looking, and Billy was just talking about just how powerful it is. The fact that 4% of the world's population, that's what we are, but we're consuming 36% of the fentanyl. What are we doing where we are really consuming so much? And with your background, too, homelessness czar under President Trump, you also work with George W. Bush. You've done so many layers of this. How can we tackle the crisis, Dr. Marbut? What are your thoughts?
Well, first, we got to get honest about the problem. Why is it United States consumes so much of illicit drugs? Not just fentanyl, but crack, cocaine, black tar, meth, fentanyl. It's all there. But we're only 4.5% of the population, as Billy says, but we're consuming 30 to 40% of all illicit drugs. And so part of the modern fentanyl crisis, there's a direct line from Purdue Pharma. Purdue Pharma had millions of prescriptions out, hundreds of thousands of people addicted. When all those lawsuits sort of shut the supply down, the Mexican cartel, working with China, and very, very bad actors, but they're very smart entrepreneurially. They just backfilled in some parts of America within days and weeks, the supply. And so they brought in the synthetic opioids, which is now the most dangerous illicit drug we've ever seen. 2 grains equivalent, 2 to 3 grains of salt will kill one person. 1 rice grain equivalent of fentanyl.
And a lot of young people, too, as we know.
It's the #1 killer of 18 to 45 in the country right now. Full stop. That everything else, fentanyl's the #1 killer.
Well, I love that you and Billy, Billy was telling me earlier that you guys have talked, you met, and then you ended up talking, I guess it was in the lounge for hours upon hours. I think it's a great message. Billy, you also, I know, years ago, you were telling me you were with Congressman Tom Downey. So maybe this is sort of the Reagan-Tip O'Neill moment here that we're seeing with both of you guys.
We keep talking about that. When I worked on the Hill for Downey, Reagan would force Tip O'Neill and Bob Dole into a room. They'd lock the door and nobody left. And those are the days, and I think those still exist today. I think Democrats and Republicans and President Trump and the media, we all contribute to this illusion that there's more divisiveness than there is. But when Marvin and I sit down and we talk about these issues, especially issues like this homelessness, mental health, fentanyl crisis, and saving lives, it's so easy to come together, and we have to start to have more of a dialogue, like the days of Dole and Tip O'Neill.
Yeah, absolutely. And Billy, also, you believe also it's mental health too, that's a big aspect of it. I know you've been really involved in homelessness, which is why you and Dr. Marbut hit it off so beautifully. But explain how also you think it's important not just to hit the supply, but also hit the demand and the root of the demand.
Well, I think a lot of it's funny when we do these programs, Marbut is so busy being critical of the right, and I'm so busy being critical of the left. I think a lot of these programs in the Pacific Northwest, San Francisco, Spokane, Seattle, Sacramento, Portland, this no harm and low harm and harm reduction was very well intended. 15 years later, we realized that it's not working. We have to course correct. You could take a person off of the street that has an addiction problem and provide them housing, but you now have an addicted, mentally ill person that has housing, and you're not addressing the whole issue. This requires 360 wraparound comprehensive care that includes healthcare, addiction treatment, job training, job placement, livable wages, affordable housing. It's comprehensive, but right now we're paying too much to not do enough. Right now, when there's a 911 call, paramedics show up, the fire department, the sheriff's department, police department, nonprofit, you pay. Emergency room, taxpayers pay. Hospitalization, you pay. Incarceration, you pay. Cost of living, property taxes, property values, Department of Tourism. We see it all going on all around, Spokane, Seattle. It's all being affected. And right now we have the left's attention and we have the right's attention for us to work together to address this issue, because it's not only affecting our quality of life, but it's hitting our bottom line for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dr. Marbut, we just have like 2 or 3 seconds here. How can people find out about this incredible film?
Fentanyl Death Incorporated, and we have Warner Brothers as our partner, and it will be coming out this summer, and really encourage people to go watch the movie. I guarantee you'll learn a lot about the fentanyl crisis, how we got here, and most importantly, what do we do to start addressing it?
Absolutely, and what we can all do together from all sides, which you both beautifully epitomize. Bravo to both of you. Dr. Marbut, really great to have you here, and also Billy, my friend, wonderful to see you, and bravo for bringing attention to this really important issue.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you both very much. Really great.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.